So thank you for coming this morning. We're going to sit comfortably on our mats, letting the shoulders relax down and back, tall through the top of the head. And just starting with a few deep inhales and exhales. In through the nose, out through the nose. We can connect 2 or more fingers if we like, finding a hand mudra. Inhaling, going taller through the top of the head. Exhaling, relaxing shoulders down and back. And just taking a moment to enjoy that breath. Making a little bit more space in the lungs. A little more space in the rib cage. And a little more space in the belly. Another big inhale through the top of the head. As we exhale, if we like, chin can come down to the chest. We can gently roll the head ear to shoulder, side to side, nice and easy. And the chin comes back center, head comes up, let's look up toward the ceiling, another big inhale. And coming back to center. When we're ready, we'll inhale one arm up. And then exhale. Other arm inhales up. And exhale. Both arms inhaling up. Exhale. One arm scooping up. Exhale, let that wash down. Other arm scooping up. Exhale, wash down. Both arms scooping up. And exhale. One arm comes up and over. Exhaling back center. Other arm, inhale up and over. And both arms inhaling up. Exhale, pressing out through the palms. Inhale, lifting the sky with the wrists. Exhale, diving the fingers down. Another big inhale in, hands come together. And exhaling, heart center. Pressing the palms together, relaxing the shoulders, inhaling, lengthening. And then just exhaling, gently hinging forward a little bit. Inhaling up, reaching the fingers up. Opening the arms, bringing the hands down behind us, fingers facing toward us. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Keeping that gaze on the ceiling. Let's take a couple more breaths here, really letting the chest, the rib cage, the belly expand. All throughout class, your breath, your pace. And then a little bend in the elbows, inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, letting the arms slide forward, maybe a little bit deeper into that forward fold this time. We can pull the belly button back. And then pulling the belly button in, sliding the arms toward us, inhaling up and exhaling out. If you're sitting with legs crossed and you'd like to switch sides, we can do that. Then we'll take a big inhale in. Exhale, press out with the palms. Inhale, lifting the sky with the wrists. Exhale, diving fingers down. Inhaling up, bringing the hands together. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Again, relaxing the shoulders. Another big inhale. And then if we like, just gently hinging forward. Inhaling up, opening the arms, bringing the hands behind us, fingers facing toward us, and lifting the chest up to the ceiling. Again, dropping the shoulders back, lifting the chest, gazing at the ceiling, and taking a few deep breaths here. And then a little bend in the elbows. Inhale, lifting, and letting the arms slide forward. Again, relaxing into that forward fold. Finding that stretch from the low back and the hips. Relaxing the upper body. And then pulling the belly button toward us, sliding the hands back toward us, inhaling up and exhaling out. Excellent. We're going to shift positions, coming to the hands and knees, taking our time getting there. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips, relaxing the shoulders down, lengthening the spine, inhaling tailbone out through the top of the head. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Again, inhaling to lengthen, exhale, relaxing. And then we'll just move around a little bit, the head, the neck, the hips, the spine, whatever feels good. And a little bit of movement. And then coming back to cat and cow. Inhale, arch and look up. And then exhale, round, pull the belly button up, spine to the ceiling. Again, inhale, arch, shoulders low, head and tail come up. Exhale, round, belly button, spine comes to the ceiling. And again, a few more times like that. Finding that full breath, spinal flexibility. And about one more time here. And then we'll inhale and lengthen. Exhale, turn and look over the shoulder and hip. Again, inhaling to lengthen. And exhaling to turn and look. Again, your pace, your breath. Trying to find that full inhale and then shoulder toward the hip, hip toward the shoulder. About one more time on each side. And then coming back to center, keeping the knees and hips where they are, reaching the hands further out overhead, and gently pressing the chest down toward the floor, hovering here in puppy pose. Hips high, sinking the chest down toward the mat. And then let's walk the hands back toward us, sinking the hips down toward the mat, reaching out through the fingers into prayer position. Always an option we can come to anytime during class when we need it. Inhaling, letting the rib cage open behind us, above us. If we like, let's walk both hands over to one side of our mat and gently press back, fingers down to the hip, through the shoulder. And then walking hands back to the center and over to the other side of our mat. Again, pressing back, fingers through the shoulder, down to the hip. And gently coming back to the center. We'll bring our knees a little bit wider so they come out to the long ends of our mat. And then letting the chest sink down, the belly sink down. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. The head can come to the floor or not. Exhaling, releasing, relaxing, sinking down, opening the hips and inner thighs. And then bringing the elbows toward us as we lift the upper body, bringing the knees back to the center, coming back up to hands and knees. Again, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, relaxing shoulders down, lengthening the spine. We're going to pull the knee into the chest, and then inhale, arch and look up, pushing heel to the ceiling. Exhale, round, pull the belly button in. Inhale, arch, look up. Looks great. We'll do that a few more times. One more time. And then coming back to center. Other side, again, we'll tuck the knee in. Inhale, arch and look up. So that range of motion is always up to you. Inhale, arch, head and heel come up. Exhale, round. I'll do 2 more. And then coming back center when we're ready. Let's do just a couple more cat and cows. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And then back to neutral, pressing the hips back, reaching arms out overhead. We'll spread the hands. When we're ready, we'll tuck the toes, lifting the hips, and pressing that up into a nice gentle down dog. Pressing the heels toward the floor, tilting the tailbone up. The chest presses back toward the quads, and we're breathing. Let's inhale and think about opening the rib cage and then pulling the belly button up into the rib cage. When we're ready, we'll walk our feet toward our hands, coming up to the top of our mat, so that we're here in forward fold. Knees are slightly bent, pulling the belly button up, letting the arms hang from the shoulders. You can give the fingers a little wiggle, circle the wrists. We can sway the arms if we like, or circle the arms, or egg beater the arms. And we can let the arms be still and give the head a gentle little shake. And a gentle little nod. When we're ready, pushing down to the feet, pulling the belly button up, slowly rounding up one vertebrae at a time as we come all the way up to the top, spreading the feet. At the top, the shoulders come up and back. 2 more times with the shoulders. And a big inhale in. Exhale, big reach out, pressing to the palms. Again, another big inhale in. Exhale. Another big inhale, we'll bring the hands together at the top. And as we exhale, we'll bring hands down to heart center, bringing the weight into the heels and sinking down into chair pose. Again, that's always smaller or bigger as you like. Let's inhale, circle, sweep up. Exhale, sitting back into chair. Hands can continue to come to heart center. Or inhaling, circle, sweep up. Exhaling, arms can reach out in front. Again, choosing your best option. Let's do a few more here. Another big inhale up. Let's exhale, sit back into chair, holding here, hands heart center. We'll inhale and lift an elbow. Exhale, back center. Inhale, lifting the other elbow. Gently back center. Inhale, circle, sweeping up. Exhale, sitting back. Same thing with the elbow. Or we can inhale and open the wingspan. Exhaling, center. Inhaling to open. Exhaling, center. Inhale, circle, sweeping up. Exhale, sitting back. One more time each side. Again, elbow or opening that wingspan. And gently center. Let's inhale, circle, sweep. Finding extended mountain, shoulders relaxed. Staying here or lifting the heels, balancing on the balls of the feet. And the heels come down, inhaling up, exhaling out. Another big inhale in, and exhaling out. So just relaxing the shoulders, turning palms to face front, knees slightly bent. We're going to take a few deep breaths here in mountain pose. Strong, stable, inert, powerful, still. When we're ready, inhaling up, exhaling out, relaxing shoulders and giving the head a gentle little nod. And then relaxing the head, inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling, arms can sweep back, we can bend down into chair. Finding that flow where it feels best for you. Inhale and open. Exhale, push back. Inhaling, open and holding here. Lifting the chest, opening the arms, opening the heart. And then just relaxing the arms down. Knees slightly bent, hips stay forward. forward, and we'll just swing the arms gently side to side, twisting through the torso. And then back center, again relaxing. And just circling the hips around and the upper body. Just be loose and free. You can roll through the feet a little bit. And then we'll reverse directions. Nice and easy. And coming back to the center. Taking another big inhale in. Exhale, pressing out through the palms. We're going to inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, back center. Now we can continue to just open the chest, or we can step back, warrior one as we open. Stepping center, arms can press up in chair, or we can just step center. So as much as we can, trying to keep the hips square to that front end of our mat. That step can be bigger or smaller as we like. Great, let's do about one more on each side here. And then we'll step that right foot back when we're ready, opening the arms, and then the hands down to the hips. Front knee is bent, back heel is pressed down into the mat. We're squaring the hips so the back hip comes forward, the front hip comes backward. Shoulders are relaxed, spine is long. So we can stay just like this, or the arm opposite of our front leg can reach up. Big reach hip through the fingers. Now we'll bring that hand down to the hip, reaching the other arm up and slightly over if you like. Bringing that hand back to the hip, reaching up, other arm, and slightly over. And back to the center, both hands to the hips. We'll take the arm opposite of the leg up, and we can wrap and give ourselves a hug, or we can find eagle arms. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting the elbows, pressing down into that warrior one pose. Gaze at the elbows. Let's inhale up, scooping the arms and reaching forward, shifting the weight to that front foot, letting that bird fly. And then stepping right back down into warrior one, reaching arms up. Inhaling up, opening the arms, making fists, bringing the fists to the low back, relaxing the shoulders. Staying just like this, or gently pushing the hips forward, lifting the chest, looking up to the ceiling with a nice gentle back bend. Lifting the chest back up to center. We'll release the hands, take a big inhale in. Exhale, we're going to make that triangle on the low back. Or we can clasp the hands and press through. And we're here, or we can hinge forward, humble warrior, chest to the quad, let the arms fall away from the back and open the shoulders. Continuing to breathe. Let's release the hands, framing that front foot. Stepping the back foot back a little further, letting the hips sink down into low lunge. Let that back knee come down to the mat, sinking the hips, increasing that stretch through the hip flexors. And then stepping the front foot back and finding prayer position, hips back, reaching through the fingers. Nice big inhales and exhales. Again, rib cage opens with that breath. And then tucking the toes, spreading the hands, lifting the hips, and gently pressing back up into down dog. Heels perhaps a little closer to the floor this time. Chest pressing back toward the quads and we're breathing. Here, or one leg at a time, we'll inhale, reaching back through the toes. And then exhale, returning that foot to the floor. Inhale, reaching back. Smaller lift or bigger lift. As the one leg lifts, the other heel presses down to the mat. Again, finding that range of motion, breath, pace. Let's do about one more on each side. And then pressing back into down dog. We'll walk the feet toward the hands, back up to the top of our mat. We can wiggle the fingers, circle the wrists. We can shake out the arms a little bit. When we're ready, big inhale, circle sweeping the arms up. Exhale, sitting back into chair. Inhale, circle sweeping the arms up. Staying here, extended mountain, shoulders relaxed. Lifting up to the heels if you like that option. Balancing that extended mountain. Heels come down, inhaling up. Exhaling out. Inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling down. Couple more times again. Inhale, open. And then if we like, starting with the left foot, we'll step back with that inhale, open. Exhale again, that can be just back to the center. Or sitting back into chair, letting the arms sweep palms to the ceiling. Using that full breath. That's great. Let's do that about one more time on each side. And then stepping back with the left foot, opening the arms, and bringing the hands down to the hips. So again, we're going to press that back heel down to the floor, front knee bent. Bringing that back hip forward, front hip backward, hands to the hips, relaxing the shoulders. Big stretch through the hip flexors. Strong and stable through the lower body. We can bring that opposite arm up, reaching up toward the ceiling. Bringing that hand down to the hip, inhaling up and over. And that hand comes back down to the hip. Other arm inhales up and a little over if you like. And gently center both hands to the hips. Bringing that opposite arm up, and again we can give ourselves a hug or we can wrap and find eagle arms, relaxing the shoulders, lifting the elbows. Inhaling up, opening the arms. Another big inhale in. Making fists, bringing the fists down to the low back, relaxing the shoulders. Again, we can stay right here or we can gently push the hips forward, lifting the chest up to the ceiling. Gently lifting back to center, inhaling up, finding that triangle on the low back. Or clasping the hands and pressing through. And staying here or hinging forward, humble warrior. Chest can come to the quad, arms fall away, or the elbows relax toward the floor. Releasing the arms, framing that front foot, stepping the back foot back a little further, sinking down into low lunge. Hips coming toward the floor, hands again framing that foot. And then the back knee can come down, sinking a little bit deeper toward the floor, increasing that stretch through the hip flexors and breathing. And then stepping that front foot back, pressing back into prayer position, hips back, reaching through the fingers and breathing. And then tucking the toes, spreading the hands, lifting the hips, and gently pressing that up into down dog. Last time we lifted the legs straight back. This time we'll inhale, open the hip, push the heel across the body, look under the arm. Other heel presses to the floor, returning when you're ready. Inhaling, opening. And continuing that side to side a few times. One more on each side. And then pressing back into down dog. And then walking the feet toward the hands up to the top of our mat, forward fold. Again, we can wiggle the fingers, circle the wrists, shake out the arms, let the head hang. Give the head a little shake. And pushing down through the feet, pulling the belly button up, slowly rounding that up one vertebrae at a time. Let's become all the way to the top. And at the top, shoulders come up and back. 2 more times. And a big inhale in. Exhale, big reach out. Again, another big inhale in. And one more big inhale. Hands come together. And exhaling, hands to heart center. So taking our time, we're going to transition to a wide stance on our mats. You can always get a sip of water anytime you need one. When we're ready, we'll step that out wide. It can be wider or narrower as you like. Feet parallel to the short ends of our mat, relaxing shoulders down and back, tall to the top of the head. Let's inhale both arms up, relaxing the shoulders. Inhaling, reaching. One hand comes down to the low back, or we can slide the hand across to the hip, relaxing the shoulder. Inhaling, lengthening. Staying here or hinging forward, that can be just a couple of inches, or we can come parallel to the floor. Reaching out, tailbone to the top of the head, out through the fingers. Inhaling, lifting up. Bringing that hand down, making a fist and putting it into the hand, relaxing the shoulder, and then tilting the head toward the hands. Finding that stretch from the ear through the shoulder, through the neck, through the shoulder. Gently bringing the head back to the center, releasing the hand, bringing the arm back up. And the other arm comes up, inhaling, reaching up. We'll bring the other hand around, again, back of the hand to the low back, or let that slide across the body, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening, inhale. And again, here, or hinging forward, and again, that can be just a couple of inches, or hinging parallel to the floor. Long line, big reach. Inhaling, lifting back up. Making a fist, bringing it down into that hand, relaxing the shoulders, and then tilting the head toward the hands. Again, finding that big stretch, ear through the neck, through the shoulder. And gently bringing the head back to the center, releasing, bringing the arm up, and the other arm comes up, shoulders relaxing, reaching up, another big inhale. We'll open the arms out to the sides, palms face forward, or the hands can come down to the low back or the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinging forward, and that can be just a few inches or parallel to the floor. Finding that airplane, and it can stay here, or that airplane can shift or dip. So again, moving or still as you feel good. And then when we're ready, safe landing. Hands can be on the floor, the quads, the shins, the ankles, a block. Letting the tailbone tip up and the chest drop lower. The head can be heavy. You can always bring the head to a block or to the floor. Breathing and relaxing in that standing straddle stretch. Let's just focus on the breath, taking a few deep inhales and exhales. Think about letting that chest, rib cage, and belly expand with the breath, 3-part breath. With that exhale, maybe coming a little closer to the quads. When we're ready, we're going to heel toe the feet a little closer together and then turn the knees and toes out to the corners. Options, we can bring the hands up to the inner thighs and quads and sink down. So we can always stay there. We can come up and out of that or sink back down in. Or we can walk a little closer, bringing the hands to the floor, lowering the hips, bringing the triceps and the inner thighs toward each other. Weight down into the heels. Hands can come to heart center. We can press the triceps out to the inner thighs, opening the knees, and again relaxing and breathing. Again, always finding your best pose this morning. Let's try to open the chest a little bit more, lift the head, lengthen the spine. And we're going to slowly transition this down to the floor. So taking our time, we can just bring the hands back, sit, or we can come back up and down. Let's bend one leg in front and bring the other leg straight out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders. And then opening into that long leg, sliding the chest open, hand can stay on the shoulder, or we can open the wingspan, finding that slight rotation of the upper body away from the lower body, inner thigh, hamstrings. And breathing, we can change the gaze, looking down and up a few times if that feels good. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, looking down. We'll take another big inhale in. And then exhale, gently relaxing that arm fin down to the mat. We'll move this heel out away from us. We'll take the long leg and make a big triangle. So we want basically a big triangle in front and a big triangle behind. We'll start by sitting up tall in the center, flexing that front foot, turning toward that shin. Inhaling, lengthening. We might just stay here. Most of that stretch is going to be in the back hip if we're here. Or we can hinge that forward. That can be just a few inches. Or squaring the shoulders toward the inside of the leg. We can continue to lower down, finding that gentle tension, no pain. Coming part way, or we can come to the elbows. Again, we can use a prop here. Breathing and relaxing. Again, if that feels good, we can bring the elbows to the floor. As we lean forward, that stretch is coming into that front hip and glute. So we're going to breathe and relax. If we like, we can pull back one finger at a time, stretching through the hand and the wrist. And relaxing here, let's take 3 more deep breaths, focusing on that breath and making some room in the lungs and the rib cage and the belly. When we're ready, we'll bring the hands to the floor, walking the hands back toward us, lifting the chest, coming back up. Now, from here, we can bring this heel back in a little bit. Couple different options. We can just shift the upper body to the floor and find a quad stretch. So we want to push the hip forward and the knee out toward the side wall. Now, we can stay just right here with that quad stretch. Or if we like, we can bring this up onto the knee and find that kneeling. So that's just an option if you like that option. Opening the hip, opening the chest. Looks great. We're going to gently bring the knees back together. We're going to come back to seated and switch sides, bringing the other leg in and the other leg out. And again, we'll start by sitting up nice and tall. Both sits bones to the floor. Lengthening the spine, relaxing the shoulders, letting that knee open. And then opening into the long leg, sliding the chest open. Again, hand can stay on the shoulder. Or opening that wingspan, finding that slight rotation of the upper body away from the lower body. Breathing. And if we like, we can use that gaze with the breath. Inhaling up, opening. Exhaling, looking down. And inhaling, open. And then exhale, relaxing our arm, lifting back up to the center. We'll take that front heel, we'll move it away from us. We'll take that long leg and bend it behind us. So again, we've got a triangle in front and a triangle in back. We're going to press up to the center to start. Lengthening the spine, again, most of that stretch in that back hip. Squaring toward the inside of the shin. Inhaling, lengthening, and again, we can stay just where we are, or we can slowly start to hinge that forward. Again, keeping square toward that leg as we hinge forward. That stretch comes into that front hip and glute. Might feel that in the low back as well. Again, finding that gentle tension, no pain. Releasing, relaxing, breathing. Finding that pose where it feels best for you this morning. Again, if we like, we can pull back one finger at a time. On each hand. And then again, breathing and relaxing here. Again, making room in the lungs, the rib cage, and the belly for that breath. ready, we'll walk the hands toward us, gently lifting the upper body back up. We'll bring that heel back toward us a little bit. Again, shifting to the side, bringing that elbow down and finding that quad stretch. Pressing the hip forward and the knee out toward the side wall. And breathing. So again, we can stay right here with this option. Or if we like, we can press that up. We can come up onto the knee, right at the top of the foot. Pressing again, hip forward, out toward that knee, opening the chest, hand under the shoulder. Always choosing your best option this morning. Taking our time, we're going to shift onto our backs. Coming all the way down to our mats and relaxing them. We can pull onto the hamstrings and slowly lower, or we can bring the arms up. We can always put some extra layers back on. And again, just releasing, relaxing that down to the mat. Let's start by just letting the feet fall out, the arms fall out. Chest open, hips open. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here, 3-part breath. When we're ready, we'll bring one foot at a time to the floor. And walking the feet toward each other, bringing feet together, knees together, pulling the belly button in to anchor down to the floor, turning the palms face down and the arms straight out to the sides. Squeezing the inner thighs together, we'll take a big inhale. And then as we exhale, both knees will come over toward one side. That can be just a few inches, or we can feel that rotation and find that stretch through the hip, the glute, the low back, targeting more hip here, keeping shoulders on the floor and breathing. Simple spinal twist. If we'd like to increase that stretch, that top knee can come higher. Hand can come to the outer thigh, and again, we can put a little pressure there if that feels good. Keeping the arm open behind us, we can turn and look down that shoulder, targeting more of that low back and glute. Again, keeping those nice deep inhales and exhales. And then gently releasing that stretch, feet together, knees together, rolling that back to the center. And then if we like, just rocking the knees side to side a couple times, massaging the low back. And then coming center, knees together, feet together. Inhaling in. And exhaling, both knees come over to the other side. Again, that could go just a few inches or where that stretch feels best for you. Gentle tension, no pain. Chest is open, palms face the floor, shoulders can gently press down. Again, we can look down that arm behind us if we like that option. Feel that stretch through the torso down into the hip. And again, we can stay there, or if we like, that knee can come a little higher. Or the hand can come to the outer thigh, putting a little pressure there. Again, targeting more of that low back and hip and glute. Letting that breath help to release any tension. Another big inhale in, gently releasing, coming back to the center. And again, we can rock the knees a little side to side. And then feet together, knees together. We'll let the knees gently open, bottoms of the feet together, turning the palms face up and just letting gravity find that gentle stretch. Letting the arms open, letting the entire body just relax and release. If we like, we can gently turn the head side to side a few times, getting a little massage on the back of the head. Staying right here if we like, or we can press down on the sides of the feet and gently lift the hips off the floor. Continuing to breathe, we might let the knees rock a little bit, or we can keep it still. And then gently lowering that back down, letting the knees open a little bit more. Staying where we are, or sliding the elbows in toward the sides, lifting the chest, arching the back a little bit, pressing back down through the backs of the hands. Inhaling, let's focus on the lungs and the rib cage, and just opening the lungs, opening the rib cage with that breath. Letting the arms slide away, releasing, letting the low back spread. If we like, inhaling, reaching both arms up overhead. And then we can cross one wrist on top of the other, pressing the palms together. Inhaling, reaching out through the fingers. And gently releasing. Switching the other hand on top, again pressing the palms. Inhale, lengthening through the fingers. And then gently releasing, relaxing, letting the arms slide back down. We can bring the arms to the sides, palms face up. We can connect 2 fingers if we like, spreading the other fingers. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here, pulling that breath down into the belly, letting the belly expand with the breath. Inflating and then deflating the belly like a balloon. Relaxing the hands, taking another big inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll slowly bring the knees together. And here, one knee at a time can come into the chest. We can gently rock that out a little bit side to side, massaging the low back. As the knees come closer, that rock's a little higher. As the knees come away, that rock is a little lower. And then if we like, flexing the feet, bringing the heels to the ceiling, hands can come to the hamstrings, or hands can come to the balls of the feet, letting the knees sink down toward the floor, toward the armpits, letting the knees open in happy baby. Happy baby can stay still, or we can gently rock it side to side. From here, any other stretch or pose that you'd like to do this morning. You can just bring the knees to the chest and hold there and rock it out. You can find butterfly. You can keep happy baby. You can find a simple inversion or a more advanced inversion. Again, always choosing that option as it's best for you. Just taking another moment for yourself here. When we're ready, we'll bring the feet back down to the floor. And we'll extend that full length of our mat or finding any other comfortable position. Letting the feet fall out, the knees fall out, the arms fall out, palms face up, Shavasana, corpse pose, final relaxation. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Letting each exhale release and relax a little bit more. Finding that moment of stillness and breath. Finding ease and comfort. Taking a few more moments to just enjoy that breath. Remembering that anytime we encounter stress or anxiety, we can come back to that breath. We can stay just as we are, or if we like, we can bring the hands to the belly. Finding a belly breath, pulling that inhale down into the belly and letting it expand. Here, our hands can move to the base of the rib cage, letting the rib cage expand with that breath. Here, our hands can come to the heart. Taking another big inhale, letting the lungs expand, the chest expand. Hands can come together, thumbs brow center. Inhaling in. Here, our hands come to the top of the head, taking another big inhale. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And then staying where we are or letting the arms circle down to the sides. Bringing one foot at a time to the floor. Staying where we are or bringing that right arm up overhead. Turning the knees toward that side, using the arm as a pillow. Another breath or two. Using the next exhale to gently press up off of the floor and return to a comfortable seated position. Sitting tall to the top of the head, relaxing shoulders down and back. Inhaling one arm up and over. Exhaling back to the center. Again, inhaling up and over. Exhaling back center. Inhaling, scooping up. Exhaling, open. Twisting toward one side. Inhale, lengthen. And bring that arm over. And the other side, inhale, lengthen. And opening that arm, inhaling, scooping up. Exhale, wash it down. Inhale, circle, sweep up. Hands come together. Exhaling to heart center. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Loved your music.
Good, good.
I like the
Nice and
music.
relaxing.
Yeah.
So please have a great day.